Hi, this is Charles Jeffreys. This is video 3 of neurobiology series. And first video, we talked about the central nervous system, peripheral nervous system, the two divisions of the peripheral nervous system. And then in the second video, the last video, we looked at the neuron. And neuron, we know now, is one of the components of how messages travel from the brain to various parts of the body. And so this section, we're going to talk about the synapse. The synapse. Okay, and this is where synapse is where the action is. Okay, the synapse is where one neuron meets the other neuron. In other words, a sending neuron meets the receiving neuron. Information comes in through the what? The dendrites, travels the cell body, leaves to the axon, and goes into the dendrite, or meets up with the dendrite of the next neuron. Okay, so these neurons, even though they're really close, they never touch. They never touch. Okay, what happens is, as the impulse goes through, it travels through the axon, as it goes down, as the message goes down through the axon, it pushes a liquid or jelly substance into that synapse. Let's go back. You got the axon and the dendrite, and then a liquid jelly substance fills that synapse. And as soon as that jelly substance fills that gap, an electrical impulse fires across. So think about that. Impulse goes through, travels through the axon. As it goes to the axon, it pushes a liquid substance into the gap. Then it allows the electricity to go across. Immediately after the impulse fires across, a process called reuptake. Reuptake takes place. Okay, impulse builds up. Neurotransmitter fills the gap. Impulse fires across. Let's go back here. Impulse builds up. Liquid substance fills the gap. Electrical impulse fires across, and then the neurotransmitters or the liquid substance gets reabsorbed into where they were stored for the next fire. Okay, go over it again. Impulse builds up. Neurotransmitter fills the gap. Electrical impulse fills across, then reuptake. Now the gap has to be empty. The synapse is always empty when it's not being used. And sometimes what happens is, after the reuptake process, there's still some molecules of the neurotransmitter, parts of the neurotransmitter in the gap. So a second process takes place called breakdown. Breakdown is where enzymes get released that eat up the neurotransmitters. Okay, so let's go back. Impulse builds up. Neurotransmitter fills the gap. Impulse fires across. Reuptake, and then breakdown. Neurotransmitters get eaten up by some enzymes that get released. Always think about neurotransmitters. We'll get on here. So this is see how you can see that on there. You can kind of see it. Okay, impulse builds up, fires across, reuptake, the enzymes get released. That eat up the remaining neurotransmitters. That process is called breakdown. Okay. And that's how neurons communicate. And the next section, we'll spend more time talking about that liquid or jelly substance, better known as a neurotransmitter, which allows this communication between neurons to take place.